Okay, I want to introduce you to your best friend for reading through the Bible in a year, and that is the YouVersion app. This app will work on any smartphone or smart device. If you have a Kindle or a Kindle Fire or a tablet, iPad, anything like that. So what you want to do is go to your app store on whatever device you're using. I'm on an iPhone. This is Reagan's iPhone, by the way. Should be might be some cat pictures pop up or something like that from her friends as we're doing this. But you'll see here, I'm going to put in YouVersion. YouVersion, you just want to type that in exactly into your App Store search bar, and it'll pop up YouVersion Bible app. Go ahead and click on that. It'll look just like this. It says Holy Bible on it. There are other apps that look similar. You don't want that one. You want this one right here. It's an ad, but it's also right here. I've already got it installed, so I just have to open it. You'll have to install it if you don't already have it on your phone. And then when this opens, you'll get something like this. This is the home screen. You'll see the Bible tab down here, reading plans tab, discover more. Right now I just want to focus on Bible. It may ask you to register, actually set up an account. That's worth doing. Go ahead and put your information in there and set that up. But once you've done that, come back to home, click on Bible for our purposes today. This is all I want to focus on. And you'll see up here in the top left corner, it says Genesis 1. And this is how you get to anywhere in the Bible you want to get to. And I'm going to stay in Genesis 1 because that's where our Bible reading plan is going to start. And then you pick the chapter. I'm going to just click on Genesis 1, take me right to the text. Right beside that, it says CSB. If you click on that, you can choose from dozens and dozens of translations. You can even change the language. There's a whole host of foreign languages on here. I'm assuming you're going to read in English like I am. And I chose the CSB. NIV is a good one. ESV. That's not something that's on here yet, but there's the ESV. NLT is a great. Let me see where it's at. NLT is a great translation for just reading through the Bible. It's not my favorite for studying, but it's great. It just reads really well. But I'm going to do the CSB. That's what we preach out of on Sundays, and so I'm just going to have it in there for now. You can pick any version you want. It might ask you to download. You'll see some download options. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to click on Download CSB to show you how quick it is. Agree and download. Downloads really quick. And then it's stored on my Bible. I'm not dependent on internet access. I have it on here, and that's really helpful for one of the features I'm going to show you here in a minute. So now you're ready to read, and there are a number of settings. I showed you what to do with those first two tabs. If you come over here, the first thing you see is this little speaker button. This is my favorite feature. This is why I think this is the best tool for reading through the Bible in a year, is it will actually read the Bible to you.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
That's fantastic. And so this is great for if you want to do your Bible reading. And now we're not Bible reading, I guess, we're Bible listening, but it counts. I count it. I count this as, even though it's not technically reading, as far as reading through the Bible in a year, listening is just as well and can be very advantageous. And so maybe you want to do this while you're working out or during your commute or while you're brushing your teeth in the morning. This is really great for this. And so you can go to the chapters that you're on in your reading plan. Hit that little bubble up there. By the way, that all disappears. Anytime you touch a verse, it wants to highlight it. I apologize. You can play with that and get familiar with that. But those buttons disappear up here. All you got to do is scroll, and they pop back up. So to have it read to you, you just hit that button. Now you can change the speed down here. It'll go up to 2 times speed. That might be a little too fast for you, or you might like that. I listen to a lot of audio, so I'm used to higher speeds. I listen to it definitely at 2 times speed most of the time. But you may not want to do that. That's fine. But there's other options you can pick from, and so maybe you want to speed it up a little bit. You probably noticed at 1 time speed it reads pretty slow, but that's okay. Whatever you prefer. And this will go away, but you still have your little play pause button.
Empty. Darkness covered the
down here at the bottom. So once you've clicked on that, that'll stay there. Okay, so that's how you listen to it. This is great if you get behind, and most of us will get behind. And so maybe you get a couple of days behind, maybe you get a week behind, but you've got a nice commute to work, or you're going to go on a nice jog or bike ride or something. Man, you can really get through some word. Now, again, the goal of this reading through the Bible in a year, or going through the Bible in a year, is simply that. It's to go through the Bible in a year. It's not to memorize every word, to do an in-depth study of every verse, to meditate on everything you hear. It's just simply to go through the Bible in a year. God will do incredible things through that. Now we want to study and we want to meditate and memorize and all of that, but that's not what we're doing here. We're just going through the Bible. We're just going to make it a goal to go from Genesis to Revelation. So if you turn this on and you're out exercising or something, you're driving to work, and maybe you tune out for a minute, don't stress about that. Ideally, you're going to do this many times throughout your life, and you're going to study the Bible at times and do all these things. And so you don't have to do all of that at once. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. It's just way too big of a book to put that kind of pressure on yourself. Just be content to go through the Bible. And if you didn't understand something, maybe you want to go back and study it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to keep moving. But if the goal is to get through it in a year, you're going to have to be selective on when you slow down. And so just make those decisions as you go. A couple other things on here. Of course, you can read it on here. That's, I'm showing you the audio feature because I like that a lot, but you can also just read. There's some settings here. These two little A's beside each other will let you increase or decrease the size of the font. It'll also let you play with the space in between lines. And so if you want more words on a page, you hit that. It condenses things a little bit. You hit that. It condensed it even further. Maybe there's 3 different settings there. So there it's kind of expanded. You can change the font if you want to. And again, just hit that. If you can change your, if you want like a newsprint color screen, you want black with white. This is blue. I don't know why that'll show up on the video, but blue with white. There's different options on here. There's like a newsprint color. I like that. That's pretty comfortable to read. So that's kind of your way around that top bar. And you'll see here footnotes. Just like your print Bible probably has footnotes, it lets you know to go to the bottom of the page to read something. Well, on here, you just click on it and it pops up. You have to hit the bubble, though. I hit the verse. And it tells you, this is an alternate way of translating that particular verse. That's what footnotes do. So also and you can turn those off. I'll show you if you go back into the double A's here, all settings down here. Most of this, you can look at it. Most of it is nothing you're going to play with. But you can toggle footnotes on and off. So those little bubbles will go away. There's also cross-references. I'll show you what those are. I'm going to toggle those on. Cross-references show you where else in the Bible. Well, it gives you some places, some other places in the Bible where this topic comes up. And so this is only the first 3 words. In the beginning, Psalm 90 verse 2 talks about how God created the heavens and the earth in the beginning. Psalm 102 talks about this. Isaiah 40. This is not exhaustive. This doesn't show you everywhere in the Bible that thought occurs, but it does give you some other places to look. I always have those off. You might want those on. To me, it's just more noise on the page. But I do leave footnotes on in case I have a question about a verse. But that's preference. That's why they're called preferences. They are preferences. You can turn all those off or leave them on. You saw a couple times I accidentally, if you just click on a verse, you can highlight it and then it'll store that in your highlighted verses. So if you're like, that's good, I don't want to forget that, go ahead and highlight it. And then somewhere in here, I'm not going to try to navigate to it for the sake of this video, but somewhere you can go to your highlighted verses. You can always take that off too. Another thing they do on here is you can create an image. You see a lot of people share things on social media with Bible verses on it. A lot of people do that right on here. So I've highlighted Genesis 1:1 and then it gives some suggested images. I'm going to click this one, choose image. See how it put that verse on there, and then I can play with it. I'm not going to get into all that. Then you can save it, and it'll be in your photos, and you can go share that to Share that to your social media if you want to. But that's just a goofy little feature on here that's kind of cool. So that's it. That's basically it. Again, this is like your new best friend. This will get you through the Bible in a year and help you tremendously, especially using the audio thing. But you can navigate through the Bible right here where it says Genesis 1, change your translation, hit the audio, or play with your settings. Sorry, it loves to do that, by the way. Play with your settings there. Hope that's helpful. Let me know what questions you have. And again, that's YouVersion app. Go ahead and get that installed on your phone if you don't already have it.